Gareth and Lynette. The last tall son of Lot and Bellicent, and tallest, Gareth, in a showerful spring, stared at the spate, a slender-shafted pine, loose-footing fell, and so was whirled away. How? He went down, said Gareth, as a false knight or evil king before my lance, if lance were mine to use, O senseless cataract, bearing all down in thy precipitancy, and yet thou art but swollen with cold snows, and mine is living blood. Thou dost his will, the Maker's, and not knowest, and I that know have strength and wit in my good mother's hall, linger with facilitating obedience, prisoned and kept, and coaxed and whistled too, since the good mother holds me still a child. Good mother is bad mother unto me, a worse when better, yet no worse would I heaven yield her for it, but in me put force to weary her ears with one continuous prayer, until she let me fly, discaged to sweep, in ever hiring eagle circles up, to the great sun of glory, and thence swoop down upon all things base and dash them dead, a knight of Arthur, working out his will to cleanse the world. Why, Gawain, when he came with Modred hither in the summer-time, and asked me to tilt with him, the proven knight, Modred, for want of worthier, was the judge. And I so shook him in the saddle, he said, Thou hast half prevailed against me. Said so. He, though Modred, biting his thin lips, was mute, for he is always sullen. What care I? And Gareth went, and hovering round her chair, asked, Mother, though ye count me still the child, sweet mother, do ye love the child? She laughed. Thou art but a wild goose to question it. Then, mother, and ye love the child, he said, being a goose, and rather tame than wild. Hear the child's story. Yea, my well-beloved, and 'twere but of the goose, and golden eggs. And Gareth answered her with kindling eyes, Nay, nay, good mother, but this egg of mine was finer gold than any goose can lay. For this, an eagle, a royal eagle, laid almost beyond eye reach on such a palm as glitters gilded in thy book of hours. And there was ever haunting round the palm a lusty youth, a poor who often saw the splendor sparkling from aloft, and thought, and I could climb and lay my hand upon it. Then were I wealthier than a leash of kings. But ever, when he reached a hand to climb, one that had loved him from his childhood caught and stayed him. Climb not, lest thou break thy neck. I charge thee by my love. And so the boy, sweet mother, neither clomb nor break his neck, but brake his very heart in pining for it, and passed away. To whom the mother said, True love's sweet son had risked himself and climbed, and handed down the golden treasure to him. And Gareth answered her with kindling eyes, Gold? Said I, gold? Ay then, why he or she, or whosoever it was, or half the world, had ventured, had the thing I spake of been mere gold, but this was all of that true steel, whereof they forged the brand Excalibur, and lightnings played about it in the storm, and all the little fowl were flurried at it, and there were cries and clashings in the nest that sent him from his senses. Let me go. Then Bellicent Bellicent moaned herself, and said, Hast thou no pity upon my loneliness? Lo, where thy father, Lot, besides the hearth, lies like a log, and all but smouldered out. For ever since, when traitor to the king, he fought against him in the Barons' War, and Arthur gave him back his territory. His age hath slowly drooped, and now lies there, a yet warm corpse, and yet unburiable. No more, nor sees, nor hears, nor speaks, nor knows, and both thy brethren are in Arthur's hall, albeit neither loved with that full love I feel for thee, nor worthy such a love. Stay, therefore, thou, red berries charm the bird, and thee, mine innocent, the jousts, the wars, who never knewest finger ache, nor pang of wrenched or broken limb, and often chance in those brain-stunning shocks and tourney falls. Frights to my heart, but stay, follow the deer, but these tall firs, and our last falling burns, so make thy manhood mightier, day by day. Sweet is the chase, and I will seek thee out, some comfortable bride and fair to grace thy climbing life, and cherish my prone year, till falling into Lot's forgetfulness, I know not thee, myself, nor anything. Stay, my best son, ye are yet more boy than man, than Gareth, and ye hold me yet for child. Hear yet once more the story of the child. For, mother, there was once a king, like ours, the prince, his heir, when tall and marriageable, asked for a bride. And thereupon the king set two before him. One was fair, strong-armed, but to be won by force, and many men desired her. One good lack no man desired. And these were the conditions of the king, that save he won the first force he needs, must wed that other whom no man desired, a red-faced bride who knew herself so vile that evermore she longed to hide herself, nor fronted man or woman eye to eye. Yea, some she cleaved to, but they died of her. And one they called her fame, and one, O mother, how can ye keep me tethered to you? Shame. Man, am I grown? A man's work must I do. Follow the deer, follow Christ the King, live pure, speak true, right wrong. Follow the King, else we're from born. What is it, just your face? That, you know, but there's more to looks, too. What if this super beautiful woman is, basically that's all there is to her? To whom the mother said, Sweet son, for there be many who deem him not, or will not deem him, wholly proven king, albeit in mine own heart I knew him king, when I was frequent with him in my youth, and heard him kingly speak, and doubted him no more than he himself, but felt him mine, of closest kin to me. Yet wilt thou leave thine easeful bidding here, and risk thine all, life limbs, for that is not proven king. Stay till the cloud that settles round his birth hath lifted but a little. Stay, sweet son. And Gareth answered quickly, Not an hour, so that ye yield me. I will walk through fire, mother to gain it, your full leave to go, not proven who swept the dust of ruined Rome, for off the threshold of the realm, and crushed the idolaters, and made the people free. What about all those images in church that people pray through? Who should be king, save him who makes us free? Someone the queen, who long had sought in vain to break him from the intent to which he grew, found her son's will unwaveringly won. she answered craftily, "Will ye walk through fire? Who walks through fire will hardly heed the smoke. Ay, go then, and ye must. Only one proof, before thou ask the king to make thee knight, of thine obedience and thy love to me, thy mother, I demand." And Gareth cried, "A hard one, or 100, so I go. Nay, quick, the proof, to prove me to the quick." But slowly spake the mother, looking at him, "Prince, thou shalt go disguised to Arthur's hall, and hire thyself to serve for meats and drinks among the scullions and the kitchen knaves, and those that hand the dishes across the bar. Nor shalt thou tell thy name to anyone, and thou shalt serve a 12th and a day. For so the queen believed that when her son beheld his only way to glory led low down through the lane kitchen vassalage, her own true Gareth was too princely proud to pass thereby, so should he rest with her, closed in her castle from the sound of arms. Now it's said that if you stretch out your arm and take your thumb, 366 thumbs is a circle. Silent a while was Gareth, then replied, "The thrall in person may be free in soul, and I shall see the jousts. Thy son am I, and since thou art my mother, must obey. I therefore yield me freely to thy will. For hence will I, disguised, and hire myself to serve with scullions and with kitchen knaves, nor tell my name to any, no, not the king." Gareth a while lingered, the mother's eye full of the wistful fear that he would go, and turning toward him wheresoever he turned, perplexed his outward purpose, till an hour, when wakened by the wind, which with full voice swept bellowing through the darkness on to dawn, he rose and out of slumber calling to, that still had tended on him from his birth. Before the wakeful mother heard him went, the three were glad like tillers of the soil. Southward they set their faces. The birds made melody on branch, and melody in mid-air. The damp hill slopes were quickened into the green, and the live green had kindled into flowers, for it was past the time of Easter day. So when their feet were planted on the plain that broadened toward the base of Camelot, far off they saw the silver misty morn, rolling her smoke about the royal mound that rose between the forest and the field. At times the summit of the high city flashed. At times the spires and turrets halfway down pricked through the mist. At times the great gate shone, only that opened on the field below. Anon the whole fair city had disappeared. Then those who went with Gareth were amazed, one crying, "Let us go no further, Lord. There is a city of enchanters built by fairy kings." The second echoed him, "Lord, we have heard from our wise men at home, to northward, that this king is not the king, but only changeling out of fairyland, who drave the heathen hence by sorcery and Merlin's glamour." Then the first again, "Lord, there is no such city anywhere, but all a vision." Well, visions can be just as real as the physical.